Hey, welcome to Goose Creek Fly Fishing. My name's Trent. If you're new to my page, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. And if you've been here for a bit, thanks for coming back and watching the videos. Today we're going to tie the Rusty Rat. Rusty Rat is hands down one of my most favorite Atlantic salmon flies to tie and fish. On the two occasions I've gotten to fish one. It's a beautiful pattern. It uses a lot of different colors, and I think even if you're not going to fish it, it's a fun fly to tie just because it's a pretty fly. So sit back, enjoy yourself, and let's get into the tie. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put the hook in the vise. I know this is a TMC $79.99. But honestly, this was given to me in a big bag of hooks. So what exactly this is, I couldn't actually tell you. It is a bend back style. You can see right here. So we're going to start our thread up here and just bind that down. Now, when you get these bend back style hooks and you're going to be tying, a lot of times you have to make up that distance. So I'm just making loose wraps going back. I want my hook, my thread to hang right at the barb of the hook. So I'm there. Clip that off. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a tag of gold tinsel. I've got to clip that free. So we'll go ahead and put this in. I like to kind of catch it a little bit underneath. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up to just about, it'd probably be 3 or 4 touching wraps. We'll see. So there's 1, 2, 3. 3 will work. Now I'm tying this off of the old Orvis fly tying manual I've gotten, so I know that there are other ways to tie this and other recipes out there and patterns on how to tie this fly. But I am using my old reference that I have. So the next thing we're going to do is tie in the tail. So the tail for this fly is, I am completely unprepared. It's going to be material from this Peacock sword. Okay, so I'm just going to pick out maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe a few more. Yeah. And I just want my tail to just come back to about where the bend of the hook stops. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it right there, and then tie all that in. I'm gonna get all that to kind of lay down around the hook, bind it in. There is the tail. Now the body of this fly is the back, I'm going to say roughly 2/3 is going to be a yellow-orange floss, which I think is right about there. So what we'll do is I put my floss on a bobbin. See it here just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this in here, like so. Then I'll just run that thread up out of my way. I'm just going to make kind of touching wraps going back. This will twist on its own, so every so often, you may not be able to see it off camera, but I'm untwisting it so it'll lay flat. Oh, hit the camera. I know you saw that. And this is single strand floss, so this isn't Danville four strand floss. If you were going to use Danville 4-strand floss, what you'd want to do is take it and separate the fibers, so you only have one strand to tie this in. See how nice and flat that body's going to look? Just take your time going forward. It's starting to separate a little bit on me, if that's okay. Okay. Now we'll just take our black thread, add a couple of securing wraps, clip that free. We can strap that down. Before we get done with that floss, we're going to have one more thing we're going to do. I'm going to need to cut off a section of it. It's roughly going to come back to about mid-tail. And in this fly, it's called the veil. There's not a lot of fly patterns that have veils, but so I've got an oversized piece. I'm just going to put it down, fold the other one over top. There we go. And then just take it, get it to the length we want, and just clip it free. So that will be the veil for the fly. Now, what I like to do at this point, and I do it now just so I don't forget later, I just take my Velcro dubbing brush, kind of run it through there and separate those fibers. See how nice that looks? So the next part we're going to do is we're going to go ahead now and tie in our peacock. And this is just a regular peacock curl that you get. You clip it right off of a feather if you have the ability and have the access to them. So what I've got here, it looks like about 3 pieces of peacock curl. This is the tip, and I just blunted it by making them all the same length. I'm going to tie that in. I'm going to move forward to where I want my wing to be, which is roughly right about there. That way I have room for the collar and the head. So I guess I got 4 strands here. So then you just going to take it and just make kind of touching wraps of the group. As you move forward. Okay. That all nice and pruned up nice. Now the wing, a lot of patterns you see, it calls for gray gray squirrel tail for the wing. I am actually using gray fox, which was, I believe, the first recipe I read. That's what it referred to using. So I'm just going to clip some material off, some hair off this gray fox I have. I was at a sportsman show and a gentleman was getting rid of it. So here's the fur, and this is what I want. I want these guard hairs. So I'm just pulling all that under fur out of it. That'll add unnecessary bulk to the head, which I don't want. And I don't stack it. If I have a few that are real long, I'll just pull them out. But I don't stack this at all. I come down, and I'm going to want this wing to be all the way out to this tail, basically. So we're here. Take your thumb, mash down on it, and it'll help to flatten that out for you. Now let me clip all that excess fur for the wing. Maybe time for some new scissors. These things don't seem to be wanting to cut. Now, here's where I'm going to caution you if you tie this fly. Do not fall into the problem that so many fly tyers have, where they overdress. And they add way too many hackle turns or wings or other things because they think it looks neat, and it does look neat, but it really kind of messes with the way the fly fishes. So now, let me see if these are going to be long enough for what I want. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I've just taken a feather off of this hen grizzly. And I like to use hen grizzlies anytime or hen feathers, anytime I'm putting a throat on, just because they tend to be, well, they're always more webby. And then they give me all the movement I want without that stiffness that you get with a rooster. Okay, right now I have misplaced, here it is, my hackle pliers. So we're here now. We're just going to go ahead and make touching wraps going forward. And just like before, this feather will want to twist on you. So every so often you just have to kind of make sure you're moving in the right direction with it. Let's roll this over. Clip that little bit of excess right there. Now what we're going to do is just wet your fingers. Pull everything back. Give yourself a nice little head on your fly. Now I've seen people tie this fly and they've put red heads and orange heads, all kinds of different color heads on here. Once you're here, you can go ahead and whip finish. clip your excess free. And then I'm going to hit this with my Sally Jansen's Heart of Nails. Easily, hands down, the most popular head seaman out there amongst fly tyers. You could also use epoxy or, UV if you wanted. So let's zoom in just a little bit more. Bam. Wow. So there is the rusty rat. As always, if you have any questions or comments, drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. And other than that, I hope you give this a shot. If not to fish it, at least just to tie it. It is a beautiful fly pattern. And I will see you around the vise.